Jake the Snake watching 11th-ranked Arizona State on the Palouse in Pullman on Senior Day to face Wazoo. Seconds left, Sun Devils down 3. James Harden fouled shooting a 3. He will have 3 free throws to try and tie the game. He is the Pac-10's leading scorer. 21 a game, makes the first. Tony Bennett gets himself a timeout, the old ice the shooter deal. Here's the second. Calls timeout again. Can he go 3 for 3, this to tie it? That is money. But they get a last chance heave. Taylor Rochestie half court for the win. Cougs need a 3rd straight win to keep slim NCAA hopes alive. And remember, they just beat UCLA in Arizona. Final seconds of overtime. Cougars down 1. Rochestie just 2 of 11 shooting at a horrible senior day. But how about this for a big one? Oh, he said, I made my first and my last shots of the game. He was right, 2 of 11. Ty Abbott, no! Washington State, an overtime upset of the Sun Devils. Arizona State gets swept in its trip to the Apple Cup schools. They also lost in overtime at Washington.
Well, simply the best team you don't talk about. Memphis facing Southern Miss. The Tigers have won 19 straight, tied for the nation's longest winning streak this season. First half, Memphis up by 12. Freshman Tyreek Evans attacking the defense. He had 14 points. Memphis on a 15-0 run. Second half now up 17. Inbounds pass stolen. Barely saved by Willie Kemp. Antonio Anderson going in. Off glass. He had 10 points. Second game in less than 48 hours for Memphis. They were tired, but Robert Dozier, 18.7 rebounds. Memphis goes on the win 58-42. They continue to roll.
Pittsburgh's #1, Jamie Dixon's club, at least #1 for now, playing at Seton Hall. And what a physical day it was Saturday. You saw Dwayne Wade, you saw Blake Griffin. Now here's DeJuan Blair. The knee-to-knee with Jeremy Hazel called for the block. You go knee-to-knee in anything, and you're going to limp for a while. Blair in pain on the floor, had to leave. Did return, though, although was shut out in the first half. Jermaine Dixon finds Blair there. It's an 8-point Pittsburgh lead in the second half. Blair finished with 9 and 10. Sam Young had 29 and 10. Panthers bounce back after the loss to the PC Friars. Rematch with Pittsburgh. The Huskies hosting a Notre Dame team that came in winners of 4 of 5. Second half we go, and it's Jeff Adrian. He had 25. Kyle McIlharney answers for the Irish 2 of his 14, and Notre Dame on the road, hanging around. You know, the position they put themselves in the Big East, they need to win every game, basically. 4.5 to play, A.J. Price. 12 points in his final game at Gampel. UConn's up by 4. Now here's Luke Herringody outside. That's going to keep Hashim Thabit away from the basket, and that gives McIlharney the open look. And all you got to do is, yep, there you go. Irish within 1. This would be a huge win for them. Talk about signature wins, late, be hot, late to get in. This would be it. The beat hard to the floor, left with 16 points, 11 boards, and 8 blocks. Physical Saturday. Guys were just getting knocked around everywhere. 30 seconds left. McIlharney, he can tie it. UConn hangs on. Huskies get to 27-2, now guaranteed first and second round buys in the Big East. North Carolina in a foul mood after the loss to Maryland, and oh boy, do they take it out on visiting Georgetown. Ty Lawson, hands pro, elbow foul. He set a career NCAA free throw shooting mark in the game. Carolina up 13 at halftime. Lawson, Danny Green, going to stay there, going to hang around, play some defense, and then the lost art of the mid-range jump shot. He had 23. Hansbrough forces the steal, and we're going to go down the other end. Larry Drew eventually goes off the head of Deion Thompson. Ellington finds Hansbrough. Hansbrough had 28, Tar Heels 25-3. Their 3rd straight 25-win season.
Since they were #1 a month ago, Duke just 5-4, facing Virginia Tech. First half up 9. Gerald Henderson the steal, and he would not be denied. 17 points in the first half. Duke up by 11 at the break. Second half now, 10-point game. A.D. Basayo through traffic. Duke up 8 now. Coach K, not happy. Lifts a chair in frustration during a timeout. Wisely puts it down.
Watch the back.
It didn't work, though, Coach K. Up 3, Basayo dropping the 3. He had 24 points, 19 in the second half. 35 seconds left. Duke up 3. Key play. Kyle Singler, former high school quarterback, finding Greg Paulus wide open. Duke up 5. 24 seconds left. 3-point game. John Shire gets the ball. Now watch. Surrounded by Hokies. Pivot. Pivot. Pivot again. Let's go dancing. Is Is that a travel?
No, he's just hopping up and down. I mean,
well, Duke calls a timeout. Coach Seth Greenberg not happy. Duke hangs on to win 72-65.
High 20 turnovers, had season lows in points, field goals, and shooting percentage, but this was still a great finish. Dwan Summers, the three, he had 16. The Hoyas second half are up by 5. Corey Stokes ahead to Reggie Redding. Georgetown, season high 25 turnovers themselves. They didn't play great either, so Villanova back within 4. Dante Cunningham knocks it down. He had 13. We're under a minute to go. Chris Wright fighting that Philadelphia traffic. He had 13. Hoyas are up by 3. Under 20 seconds left. Stokes. The Hoyas get their 5th straight win over Villanova, 56-54. Georgetown keeping hope alive at 15 and 12.
Kentucky sitting on the bubble, too, hosting number 18 LSU. Tigers haven't won at Rupp Arena since 1989. Bo Spencer under 3 minutes to go. LSU down 1, now up by 1. LSU's next possession, Tasman Mitchell missing. Marcus Thornton in the middle throwing it up. LSU up by 2 after the free throw. Kentucky answering. Patrick Patterson, feed the big man and let him eat. Patterson with 28, we're tied at 68. LSU's turn to answer. Spencer in the corner, wide open. Why not? Tigers up by 3. 35 seconds to play. Kentucky down 3. Kevin Galloway missing the free throw. Patterson the rebound. Darius Miller. If you're going to give it to him, he's going to make you pay. We're tied at 70. Under 15 seconds to play. Tied now. Mitchell, the 3. LSU up by 3. Last chance now for Kentucky. Plenty of time. Jody Meeks, he has the ball. Plenty of time. Jody Meeks. No. LSU getting the win 73-70. Big blow for Kentucky.
Ryan Reed and 25th ranked Florida State hosting at number 13 Clemson. Tony Douglas draws the defense as I telestrate. That leaves Reed wide open. And Florida State at home has a 12-point lead. Davidus Dual-Keys does the same thing, leaves Solomon Alabay open. It's a 25-7 Seminoles run. Douglas, he had 23. He's got at least 20 in 11 of Florida State's last 13 ACC games. He plays big in big games. Second half, Andre Young. I'll take that, thanks. Raymond Sykes, Oliver, Clemson, down 18 at one point, is back within 3 on the road. Final 2 minutes, the freshman, Chris Singleton. Florida State sweeps Clemson for the first time since the 2000-2001 season. The Seminoles, look out for them, 22-7. They win 73-66.
After a 16-0 start, Wake Forest just 5-5, taking on Virginia. Wake 3-4 against unranked teams in the ACC. All about the fast break here. James Johnson on the break, very easy. Deacons up by 2 early. Now off the rebound, Ishmael Smith pushing it, finding Al-Farouq Amino. Too easy for the Deacons. And then off the steal, Johnson, how about just throw it up and Aminu throwing it down. Johnson with the playground lob. Aminu 12 points. Deacons up by 6 at the break. Jeff Teague now. Wake up by 3. Dino Gaudio told Teague late. If you're open, shoot. He did. Big 3. Teague with 12 points. Wake Forest goes on the win 70-60. And you take a look at
UCLA, Cal, Arizona State began the day all tied for second in the Pac-10. Sun Devils lost at Wazoo. This is the Bruins and Bears in Berkeley. Patrick Christopher banking in a shot.
I always refer to that shot that goes off the board like that is an 8-inch miss that's worth 3 points.
That's how they draw it up. Nikolai Dragovic, intentional foul is called on the play after a couple of free throws. They get Michael Roll to hit the 3 to put the Bruins up 2, and Mike Montgomery is saying, all right, now that's a 7-point possession there. We can't have that. Unacceptable. Darren Collison, it's an 8-point Bruins lead on the road. Collison, 16 of his 22 in the second half. UCLA wins at Berkeley, 72-68. Cal's 5th straight home loss against the Bruins.
Arizona just 2 wins on the road this season at number 21 Washington. Late in the second half, Washington up 1. Isaiah Thomas doing it all by himself. He had 19 points. Huskies up 3 under 2:30 left. Wildcats down 3. Jordan Hill, he earned all 2 points in that shot. He had 27 points, 10 rebounds, 45 seconds left. Washington up 3. Justin Dentman gets the lucky bounce on the floater. Huskies hang on to win 83-78. They can win the Pac-10 title next. Top 2 teams in the Mountain West, Utah and BYU. Jimmer Fredette coming off a career-high 28 points. Fredette spinning through the lane. He was unstoppable in the second half. From the top of the three, Fredette, plenty of time.
Jimmer's been a Sports Center regular these days.
8 minutes left. Fredette, off his own miss. Kid's 6'2". Where's the big man? Fredette again, 25 points, 3 shy of a career high. BYU goes on the win, 63-50. Reese Davis and the Game Day guys have more on Saturday.
After concussion against Texas, now he's taking on Texas Tech. Last time he played them, 40 points, 23 rebounds. And early on, not what you want to see happen to a guy that just had a concussion.
Absolutely. He's trying to see if all his faculties are there, and they are.
And Griffin starts to get it going. He's playing with reckless abandon, Doug.
Smacked in the face here. Wow. Oh, that was like Three Stooges move. Then he gets a bloody nose.
Real blood, too. Blake Griffin, though, he does not seem phased. He's just going all out. Somebody tell this guy he just had a concussion.
That's why I didn't want him to play, man. He's reckless abandon.
He was a wild man, but the wild man that they were. A little push there, but that's okay. Then the throwdown. Blake Griffin back with a vengeance. He would have 19 rebounds, guys, in the game.
And Omar Leary really benefited greatly. Came out of nowhere, 11 points. Leary can shoot, stretching the defense off the double team, and then you can double team him, but you're going to have to foul Blake Griffin a little harder than that.
20 and 19, he was the man of the hour. Bubble, a lot of bubbles out there. Oklahoma State firmly on it. Texas, well, without that win against Oklahoma last week, they might be on it too. But how about the Cowboys, Dougie?
What's up with your boys, Doug? What's up with your boys?
Well, Joe Lenardi had him his last 4 in, but they were 2-8 versus the RPI top 50 coming into the day. They need this win. Texas and A.J. Abrams almost didn't let him have it. This game got to within 3, but then the Pokes got the ball inside to Marshall Moses?
Not Moses Malone, it's Marshall Moses. He finished with 15 and 16 as the Cowboys beat Texas 68-59. More bubble-licious. Ohio State and Purdue. Remember, Purdue got blasted by Michigan back on their home court. Ohio State badly needed a road win in conference. Why didn't they get it?
Well, you've got to defend and you've got to cut off concentration. Look at these hustle plays on the fast break and following up. You've got to match the hustle board, and they didn't do it.
Purdue allowed Michigan to shoot at an extremely high percentage, and they were definitely zoned in defensively today, Doug.
They were, and I think they used the home crowd. A couple suspect calls to their benefit. They were better, though, from the time thing was.
2 weeks. Let's start in the Big Ten. Senior day at Illinois. Michigan State looking for a 5th Big Ten regular season title under Coach Tom Izzo. And early on, Kalen Lucas, the difference.
Yeah, and there's no help defense, and Illinois is overplaying. Lucas, smart player, reads it, back cut. You okay, TB?
You have to give me a minute. I cry at everybody's senior day. Well, just about everybody's.
Not Albany's, right? What about Brown?
Illinois known for their defense, but just didn't show up today.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. You know, they made a good run in the later in the game, but here, again, overplayed defense by Illinois. Back cut, no help. Caught dead layup for Michigan State.
Spartans up 25-20. Let's go to the second half now. Under 8 to go. Illini down 5, trying to make a run. Trent Meacham for 3. It's a 2-point game.
It is indeed, and this is when I thought Illinois really was going to make their run. Jordan makes a steal here, strong to the basket with his offhand being the right hand. Now it's tied, and I felt like here Illinois will go, but the next 2.5 minutes they couldn't get a good shot off. Just could not get it done.
If you're going to beat Michigan State, you better control Kalen Lucas, #1 off the high ball screen, scoring, and then finding Travis Walton, 18 points, 4 assists, only 1 turnover. Illinois with 17 turnovers at home.
Wisconsin, the ultimate bubble game. Huge chance for Michigan on the road to get a win against Wisconsin. Bo Ryan and company looking to keep hot at the right time of year.
They are indeed, and no one really expects, or I didn't expect Michigan to go in there and win this game. I really didn't, because I just don't think they're ready. But first half, they played great. They were up 2 at the half.
Yeah, shot 56% from the field in the first half. But I thought Wisconsin workmanlike in the second half in terms of their offense, getting the ball inside of Marcus Landry, kicking it out to Trayvon Hughes. He had a big game with 19, including 3 triples.
And your typical Big Ten kind of game, 60-55. Wisconsin puts down the clamps in the second half. They get the win at home, and Wisconsin just continues to win ball games down the stretch and pad their resume. Let's move to the SEC. Tennessee and Florida. Bruce Pearl has owned, not Urban Meyer, but he's owned Billy Donovan and Florida, looking to improve to 7-1 against the Gators. That's an impressive number.
You know, Florida, really lackadaisical, at times not running back defensively. Tennessee was better to the punch, and I'll tell you what else they're better at, TB. They shot the ball exceptionally well for the first time all year. 12 threes for the Vols.
That's what they have to do to be successul. Obviously, they're going to trap you. They're going to make you run up and down the court. But if they can make their threes, which they did today, they're going to be a tough out.
Gators would make their run, and under 35 to go, they had the ball down 3.
Yeah, Scotty Hobson falls asleep. Looks like he's going to get beat, gets screened a little bit, but is still long enough and athletic enough to jump out there and skim the shot.
Brennan and Doug Gottlieb, huge game in the Big 12. Kirk Heinrich from Kansas having his jersey retired at the half. First half, Kansas by 9. Mizzou came into this thing red hot, but early on, Sharon Collins and company made them know they were in enemy territory.
Yeah, Sharon Collins has had a great year, as has Aldrich, and the young kids have fit in beautifully, and there they are.
Look at the score, though. Kansas just pounding Missouri. Aldrich again, Kansas by 9, up by 21 at the half, 45-19. Second half, same verse as the first, just a little bit louder and a little bit worse. It's Collins from the corner for 3.
Sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield.
Exactly.
Guess
right.
who Missouri was today?
Rock chalk.
Yeah, you never want to let them sing. They were singing at halftime. Hey, Mizzou, feel free to show up in a rivalry game.
Kansas' longest home winning streak in the country is Coach Pitino doing here.
You know what? He came from his first Holy Communion to a big game in the afternoon, so he was doubly blessed today.
Let's go back. The last time he wore this suit, he had to change it at the half because the team was getting beat.
When will we see that white suit again?
Kentucky Derby, first Saturday in May. Outside of that, never wear it again.
Yeah, he told a white lie there.
Yes, he did.
Little white lie.
Yes, he went through that suit. He was soaked at halftime of that game.
Brought it out against Marquette, and Marquette, very good team. They, of course, have lost Dominique James in their last game. They couldn't find it here.
And what happened with when does everybody just change their uniforms? When does that happen?
So the throwback.
So let's have another color.
Al McGuire, throwback uniforms. Wore those when they won the national championship, TV. Not those exact same uniforms.
Bo Ellis and those guys?
Yes.
The story for Louisville would be Terrence Williams. T-Will, he does a little bit of everything, including passing the basketball. So Marty Samuels, the dunk inside. Louisville up 28-25 at the half.
Now he mentions that. I do remember Bo Ellis and those guys. Butchie Lee? Remember Butch Lee on that team?
I thought the short-term memory was the first to go.
Well, that's very good. The suit is back, and so are the Cardinals. Earl Clark and company getting it done.
Edgar Sosa, at times, you just want to, come on, Edgar, game is in your hands. Marquette, give them credit. They did not stop fighting. This is a gritty, tough, determined team, but Terrence Williams is so good with the basketball. When he doesn't turn it over, he makes good decisions. He uses Jerry Smith as a decoy, finds his freshman inside. Louisville wins again.
We wondered who would take over for Padgett passing the basketball. Williams has done that. Cincinnati, huge game, beat West Virginia in their last game out, building their resume. Had to go to Harry Dome. Arinze Onuaku wide open for the dunk.
Is that the guy you want to lose around the basket?
He's 6'9", 240. How can you miss him?
Routins for 3. You can book that. Syracuse starting to pull away, and the Orange in the last 2 games have looked like a different team. Paul Harris finishing on the break. Cincinnati, big game. Could have probably got them on the inside, but
Look at this.
They got hammered.
Yeah, they sure did.
Syracuse has won their last 2 games by a total of 50 steady wins.
Yeah, boy. You know what? You never bet on the strong, or you never rely on the strong and the fastest, but that's who you bet on.
I'll remember that.
Mark Twain said that.
The Terps at NC State, and the Terps are slow and steady, and they're built a pretty nice resume, fellas.
Grievous Vasquez has really turned over. He asked for the ball. Told Gary Williams he felt he would better if he had the point and ran things, and he's done it beautifully. They've won 2 out of 3 since he's taken over there.
And here he is with 35 seconds to go, and this is the dagger.
That's it. 33-5, only one turnover.
Uses the double team.
Friars on the last 4 out list. Beating Rutgers doesn't exactly give you that quality win that everybody says you need right now, but you need every win at this point. Sherrod Curry off the Rutgers turnover. Wayne Efajuku, he had 28. It's a 4-point Friar lead. Then it's Curry. Final minutes, first half. Wow. Pandemonium in Piscataway. Well, not so much. Second half. More Sherrod Curry. Providence on the road here is up 17 on the Scarlet Knights. Jeff McDermott, Brian McKenzie. PC's lead is 19. One more look. But Rutgers would answer. They put together a 16-0 run to their credit. Really made it a game. Cut the lead to 3, but Jeff Xavier answers. He had 13. PC has won 4 of 6. They're now 18-11, 3 over 500 in the Big East.
Many times their Saturday loss to Georgetown, a season high in turnovers. Got that straightened out in South Bend against Notre Dame. Scotty Reynolds comes up with a steal, heading the other way in the lane. Ryan Ayers Never say die. No quitting. Ayers goes back and makes the great block. Ayers also had a game-high 25. Nova was down 3. Corey Stokes hits the 3, tied at 32. Both of these schools needed this game for very different reasons. Luke Harangody finished with 18 points. Irish up 4. Nova was down 43-39. Reynolds off the screen, buries a 3 from the wing. It's a 1-point game. And Reynolds left wide open behind the arc. Gets Harangody to bite hard on the pump and then nails the 3. Villanova season low, 5 turnovers in this one. They're still hoping for a double.